Hello bookworms, it's Jade from Bedtime Bookworm and welcome back to my channel. Today is the start of another reading vlog. So today is Sunday, February 2nd, and it's time for me to do another update on what I've been reading. Over most of last week, I honestly didn't do a whole lot of reading. I really was in a reading slump after finishing the Queens of Innisfleer. Just that ending really got to me, and it gave me a bit of a book hangover. I did, however, finish The Enchanted, which was my goal. I wanted to finish this before the end of January so I could include it in my wrap-up, and I did. And I gave this 3 stars. You guys have already seen my wrap-up by now because it's going up before this vlog. So I won't talk about it too much, but it was a pretty mediocre book for me. I can see why people would like it. I think that if I was able to emotionally connect with the characters in this book, it would have been more impactful, but I just didn't really care that much about them, and that made the story fairly boring. And it raises some important, I don't want to say questions, but like themes and things. But it just overall wasn't an enjoyable reading experience. Oh, I almost forgot. I actually realized after ending last week's vlog that not only did I have this on ebook that I owned, but I also owned the audiobook. I must have bought them as a combo at some point and I'd forgotten. So I ended up listening to the last half of this on audio, and I think that helped a little bit, but not enough for me to give it more than 4 stars. And then at the end of last week's vlog, I hinted that I had a buddy read starting on the 1st, which was yesterday. I should tell you what it is. I have it right here. Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is an adult sci-fi book that I've heard so much about. It's about like an alien first encounter sort of book, which I've seen movies like that before, but I haven't actually read any books with that specific trope. Everybody always talks about the aliens in this book being really interesting, and they're like intelligent spiders, which the synopsis of the book doesn't mention that they're spiders, but literally the 2nd chapter you learn about the spiders. So I don't think it's too spoilery to talk about it when I talk about this book, and I definitely knew about the intelligent spiders before going into this. I was a little nervous because I actually am fairly arachnophobic, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be like reading about them, but it's actually not that bad, and it's actually really interesting because you get perspectives from the spiders, and I'm finding it fascinating. I am on page 130, so I'm right here, which is about 2 sections of what I need to read, so it should be about 20%. I do have this on ebook and audiobook and physically. I've mostly been listening to it or listening and reading along, but I mean, when I'm going to bed, I'm also reading a little bit in my ebook. So I really like having this in all 3 formats, and this is going to be my primary focus because the buddy read is happening over 10 days, which is a little bit fast for me, especially for a book this chunky, but I don't think it's going to be a problem because I am really enjoying this so far. And then really quickly, the other book that I am currently reading is dun dun dun, Bright We Burn. So I ended my last vlog talking about how I thought I was going to have to put this aside for a little bit and just let it go back to the library because I lost access to my Scribd audiobook earlier than I was told I was going to. And I did something that I don't usually do, but I sent an email to Scribd because I was really miffed just because I had read 1 chapter. If I had known that the book was going to expire on the date that it expired, I wouldn't have started the book. And I also had a literal email that said I was supposed to have access to it until the 14th of February. So I kind of thought maybe there was like some sort of mistake or a glitch or something. So I emailed them and I got a really nice response back. They apologized. They gave me back access to the audiobook. I'm guessing that I'm going to have access to it until the 14th of February. Which is the original date that they had told me. And because of that, I decided to go ahead and pick up this book again and just read it now because I did really want to read it. And I'm afraid that if I don't read it now, it's gonna be months. And I don't really wanna put it off longer. I am 66 pages into it, mostly listening to this on audiobook because that was how I really wanted to read this book. I'm really enjoying getting back into this world and refamiliarizing myself with these characters. It has been a year-ish since I read the last one, which is longer than I would like it to be, but I'm surprised at how much I do remember of things that have happened, and Kirsten White also has left little clues and reminders of things that had happened in previous books. But I'm really excited to be reading this, and hopefully I can finish it before the 14th because not only is that when I will lose Scribd access to this audiobook, but this physical copy is due back at the library on the 13th. So I have a bit of a time limit, but I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so those are the 2 books that I'm currently reading. I did make a library run earlier, and I took a couple clips of it, but not too many, because the 3 books that I picked out, I picked up because I'm thinking they might be books I need to read for the BookTube SFF Awards. But I don't want to tell you what they are just yet, because by the time you see this video, the shortlist won't have been announced yet, and I don't want to give anything away. Granted, the books that I picked up, I don't know will be on the shortlist because at this point, voting hasn't ended. I just think that they might be. So I did go to the library, but you're gonna have to wait till later to find out what books I picked up. Other than that, I am going to a Super Bowl party today because today is Super Bowl Sunday. So I probably won't get much more reading done today, but hopefully the rest of the week I can keep up with this buddy read. That's the most important thing. And hopefully still make good progress in Bright Reburn. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good Super Bowl Sunday. If you watch the Super Bowl, I'm actually really not like that into football, but my husband's pretty into football and our group of friends likes to get together for Super Bowl Sunday. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, I'm here with another check-in. It is now Thursday evening. Where's my phone? About 7:45. I just got done filming a video. It's always a victory if I film a video on a work night because I don't always have the energy to do so even when I plan to film during the week. So I'm very happy about that, and now I want to do this quick clip to update you on how my reading's been going. So I haven't actually made any progress in Bright Reburn. I'm still on page 66 because I want to listen to this on audiobook, but I'm currently doing a buddy read right now for this book, Children of Time, and I have this on audio, and that has been helping me read as much as I need to every night for this book because I am reading it in 10 days, more or less. I'm currently a day behind, so we'll see if I get caught back up or not. But I am really enjoying this, which I'm not too surprised about because it sounded like something that I would like, but it's very different from what I was expecting it to be. I thought this was going to be kind of like in the vein of Into the Drowning Deep, where it's like a little bit of a creature horror, but leans more sci-fi than horror. So that's kind of what I thought about this book, but that's not really what it is. I think there might be a few scenes in here that might be kind of horror, but it's definitely not making the aliens seem like super scary monsters or whatever. So I am currently on page 273, so right here, a little less than halfway through. I am doing this as a buddy read, like I mentioned, but 2 of the people in our buddy read group decided to DNF this book. We lost about half of the buddy read already, which of course, if you're not enjoying a book, you should definitely DNF it, so I don't blame them. But the person in our buddy read who has not DNF'd this book is really enjoying it, and we're having some really cool discussion about a lot of the things that are going on in this book. I'm finding a lot of it very thought-provoking and interesting, especially as a scientist and coming from a scientific background, which is one of my favorite things about reading sci-fi is when my science background enhances the experience, but sometimes it does the opposite. I'm hoping to finish this book before I end this vlog on Monday. That's technically the last day on our reading schedule, but considering I'm already a day behind, I might not finish the book before filming my next update. So, but yeah, really enjoying this. It definitely is going in a direction that I was not expecting. I mean, I go into books fairly blind. Like, I hear about books a lot, but I'm pretty good about forgetting the details of what people say because I like things to be fresh and kind of a surprise when going into a book. So a lot of times books aren't what I thought they were going to be about, and sometimes that can be good and sometimes that can be bad. And in this case, even though it's not what I was expecting, I'm still really enjoying it, and I think this might be another 5-star book. We'll see. Anyways, that's all I've been reading lately. I've also been playing a lot of video games. I put clips of it in my last reading vlog but didn't mention it, and I know I put more clips in this reading vlog but didn't mention it in my last speaking clip. But I've been playing a lot of a new video game that is my newest obsession. It's called Ori and the Blind Forest. It's an older game. It's been around for a long time. It's just new to me. First, I watched my husband play it and he beat the whole game, and then I decided I wanted to try and play it. It's quite challenging, at least for me, because I'm not very good at video games, but I'm honing my skills a little bit. We also bought a new TV this week. We went from having a 55-inch in our living room to having a 70-inch in our living room, and I didn't think it was gonna seem like that big of a difference, but it feels like a huge difference. And it's been a lot of fun playing Ori on the 70-inch TV because the art for this video game is gorgeous. The music for this video game is also gorgeous. So when I'm not reading or filming and editing, I've been playing that video game. I'm supposedly like 70% through Ori, and I'm hoping to finish it soon. I am terrible for not finishing video games. I have so many video games that I've played all the way up to like 70, some of them like 90%, and then I just like get excited about a new video game and I never go back to it, or I just like stop playing and focus on reading. But I have a number of games that I want to go back and still finish. Like, I was only about halfway through Zelda before I got distracted by Ori, and before I got distracted by Zelda, which was like around Thanksgiving, I was like 80% through Witcher 3, and I really need to go back and finish that game before I forget all of the storyline. Anyways, speaking of video games, I'm probably going to end this vlog clip and go play a little more Ori. So I guess I will just check in with you guys on Monday. Hopefully I finish Children of Time, but maybe not. We'll see. Bye. Hello. So it is Tuesday, February 11th, so a day later than I had planned to close this reading vlog, but I finished Children of Time, which is why I didn't film last night because I was reading instead. So I finished this bad boy last night and I really liked it. I said in a previous clip that this might be a 5-star book. I didn't rate it right away after I finished it because I wanted to sleep on it. I just really wasn't sure. It was somewhere between a 4 and a 5 for me. And in the end, I did decide to round down to 4. There just was something missing. I still really enjoyed my experience reading this. Like I said before, it was really different from what I was expecting. Basically, this book was much more like philosophical than I was expecting. It's a lot about like the evolution of species. This was also a lot about like science versus religion, which was really interesting. But what it was kind of lacking and why I really hesitated to give it 5 stars is that while the plot was interesting and exciting, there were definitely times where I was less interested in some of the plot that was happening. And it was definitely missing the character piece. I don't need like really interesting characters that I connect with to love a book, but for me to give a book 5 stars, that's me saying that I thought it was basically perfect. And that's not the case for this, because for a book to be perfect for me, I feel like I need to have that character element. The thing about this book is that it takes place over thousands and thousands of years, so you're not necessarily following the same characters through the whole book. And that just is like a totally different experience than like the typical books that I read. And while I found this like fascinating and interesting and I really enjoyed it, I can't say it was perfect because it was missing that for me. This is definitely like a 4.5 star read that I chose to round down to 4. So I still really liked it, it just wasn't quite perfect. I do plan to pick up the sequel though, because I need to read more by this author. It definitely reads really well as a standalone, but the ending leaves something open to be explored in the next book, and I checked the Goodreads synopsis today of what the second book is about, and that's what it is exploring, and I'm super excited about it. So since I finished that book last night, I am currently only reading one book. That is Bright Reborn. Actually, let me see. I don't know if this bookmark is in the right place. Okay, so I have made progress in this book. I am now 140 pages in, so where this bookmark is, I've read this much of it. I still have quite a bit more to read before this has to go back to the library. I only have a few more days with the audiobook, and then obviously the physical book I can just keep until I finish, but I want to read as much of it as I can in the next few days. I'm really enjoying my time with this book. I'm less than halfway through with it, and I've already cried twice because I love these characters, and Kirsten White knows how to like rip my heart open basically. So actually the 2 scenes that made me cry weren't that bad, but I know that it will get that bad before the end. I know she's just gonna break my heart. But I'm really loving being back with these characters, and I was gonna say excited. I mean, I am excited, but that seems like a weird word to use when I know it's gonna break my heart. But I am excited to see how this trilogy is going to end. So yeah, this is the only thing that I'm reading right now. I only have that book physically and on audiobook, so my ebook option is kind of open right now. I have an idea of what I'm going to read next, but I'm not going to tell you until I actually start reading it. I just got done filming a video, so another victory for me because it's a weeknight. It was a pretty quick, short video. Spoiler alert, it was the BookTube SFF shortlist announcement, which you'll be getting after this video. In other news, I beat Ori. I did that over the weekend. It was a lot of fun. I still can't believe that I beat it because, like I said, that game is a little bit challenging for me. I mean, I did play it on easy, but it wasn't easy for me to beat. There were only a couple things that I needed my husband's help with. Now that I'm not playing that video game, I'm going to try and focus a little more on reading. I feel like I haven't been reading as much as I would like to be, but I'm actually going to be going out of town next week. The company that I work for is located in California, and a couple times a year I get to go on site to California and do different things. This time it's like an annual training, but it's always so much fun when I get to go to California because I used to live there because I used to live and go physically into the office every day. So I love seeing all of my friends and coworkers and eating at all my like favorite spots that I used to eat at when I was out there but don't exist here in Texas. So I'm very excited about that, but I'm also a little stressed because I'm always trying to get a little bit ahead on video stuff so that I'm still able to post pretty regularly. I also don't know how much reading I'm going to get done next week because of the travel. I always read a lot like on travel days, but then while I'm gone, I won't read like at all. So we'll see how that goes. I'll be documenting it all in my next vlog. Alright guys, I think that's all I have for this vlog. I hope you liked it. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. That is all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye.